guys, it's Caitlin and Addison, and today's video is all about relicensing. So we have decided to relicense our home and go into our second year of foster care. Our license expires on August 10th, and all the paperwork and stuff has to be turned into DCF by July 10th. So I was going back and forth on if I even wanted to really relicense, because it's stressful, to be honest, and it's kind of a thankless job, but just parenting in general is kind of sometimes a thankless job. But just like one night, 2 weeks after I had already told the caseworker no, I was up to like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I just felt like God was talking to me about it and just telling me that I can do hard things and I'm more than capable to continue to be a foster parent. And this is my work, my ministry, I guess. Chris and I's ministry is to do this. And I'm just like, God, I just don't want to. Like, honestly, it's hard, and it's not fun all of the time. And you see all these pictures of like little babies, and I don't have that. I don't have a little baby to take pictures of. I have like teenagers and kids and attitudes that I'm constantly bombarded with, and having caseworkers in and out of your house and just having everything locked up. It is a pain. It is a literal pain. But I just felt like, how could I go back to like that normal life? Turning my back on everything that I've learned and seen now. So it was just like, how can I go back to my normal life knowing everything that I know now, And that's probably the thing about, I don't know. I just really felt like this is something that God is telling me to do, and I just need to do it. And I know that it's worth it. I know that it has value. And, just because, what's that saying? It's like something like, when the right time comes, I'll become a foster parent. And then the line under it's like, well, it wasn't a good time for that child to be a foster child. So that's just like some perspective. So yeah, we are relicensing. We're changing, instead of one child 13 to 17, we're changing it to 2 children 3 to 17. So that will open us up to be able to have a child probably Addison's age is what we're looking at. Is we're going to wait for that call for probably a 5 or 6 year old girl, because they're going to share a room with Addison. So, and she's really excited about having another sister. She basically talks about it constantly. It's kind of lonely being an only child, or when you have like an older sister and then dogs. And so, yeah, she's very excited about it. But I wanted to kind of go into like what the relicensing process is like. And it's very similar to a home study process. So the only exception, I think, difference that I've noticed is that you don't have to fill out that packet where you explain every detailed part of your life and your relationships with everyone you know. You don't have to fill that out. They already have that. But the things we did have to do, we did have to fill out a stack of paperwork and do training hours and make copies of everything. Excuse me. But it was mostly just like stuff that has to be renewed every year, like have to make sure they have access to like background checks and all that kind of thing. And then my backups, well, my mom and my sister, they had to re-sign some papers, but that was about it for paperwork. We had to make sure our fire extinguisher was updated. She came in and she checked to see if we had a first aid kit, the escape route plan, and make sure everything was locked up. That includes alcohol, medication, cleaning supplies. We have all that stuff in one area, so I didn't really, it's pretty, so there it is, type of thing. Pretty self-explanatory. And then what else did we have to do? fire extinguisher. Oh, you have to make sure we have a well. So we have to make sure our well, we had to get our water tested. Then we also have to she tests to make sure that your fridge is set at the right temperature, that it's getting cooled properly, and that your hot water doesn't go over a certain hot, temperature. And that was pretty much it. And she interviewed both of our foster placement and Addison, and I think some of those questions were like, oh, how are they treating you? That's what they asked our oldest. And then Addison, it was like basic questions like, oh, what's your favorite toy? What's your favorite thing to do at home? Like stuff like that. It wasn't that big of a deal. I, of course, was so freaking nervous, like I am every home study time. Anytime a caseworker is at my house, I instantly just feel uncomfortable because I just feel like they're just like judging me. And it just like makes me literally sweat. And I just felt like I was so sweaty when she came over to the house. Maybe that's just me, but yeah. So that is all. That's the main things that we have to do. If you get a new animal, you have to update your shot record for that animal. And then if you're upping your license to take more children, you have to show proof of the bed. So they have to come in and take a photo of the bedroom where the additional child will be staying. So I didn't do that. And so she's going to have to come out and make an addendum to our home study. And I have to get that done by July 10th. So we just have to have the bed and everything set up, which will go in Addison's room. And then we will be licensed for 2 children, 3 to 17. And that's about it. The home study process is nothing to be nervous about, but naturally, I think we all are very nervous about it. Chris doesn't care. He's like, do I even have to be here? I'm like, this is important. We all have to be here. Like, everybody in the house has to be present for the home study. Everybody who lives in the house. So, yeah, if you guys are going through your home study, don't worry. Get that paperwork done. Make copies of that paperwork. And try to relax. It's not that big of a deal. If you're a good parent, they will know. And they need you. And they want your help. So, if you have any questions about anything foster care related, leave them in the comments and I'll answer your questions. And if it's detailed questions, I might make a video on it. I have a lot of foster care videos coming up, and I'll have even more variety, in the future when we take younger placements, because I have no experience of that and I'm kind of freaking out about it. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.